Good morning, check-in page here in Got Larn Island, Thailand. It's a little cloudy today, but it's okay. It's going to be a great day. I think the clouds are moving out actually, but either way, the tide's way out. We're going to have just a relaxing day today. I'm not really sure what we're going to do. Maybe wander around a little bit. Maybe we'll rent a motorbike and go explore the town a little bit if we have nothing to do, huh? They just wants to sit and relax and chill. It's probably what we're gonna do today.
We're gonna walk over there.
Gonna walk over there. Over there. And just kind of chill. We gotta figure out our next plan. Where we're gonna go. We're gonna do that sometime this afternoon. Right now it's breakfast time. All right, they have rice soup or Falang style breakfast. And Gip and Ron.
เพราะว่าอยู่ใกล้คนตัวใหญ่ไง
You guys sleep good?
Slept wonderful, yeah.
Very good.
First time in a while.
อยู่ใกล้คนตัวใหญ่
Top of the
Cheers.
morning to you.
Chung Gao.
จนแก้ว
Top of the morning to you, laddie.
Orange juice.
จะมีมดจ้ะ
The ladies went for a selfie mission, I think. Walked all the way down here. I don't know. Me and Ron are gonna walk, and I'm gonna pick my teeth. I'm gonna pick Ron's brain here. My cop. You know, I will say one thing about this place. They're really kind of pushy here, you know? Like they want you to rent something or take you somewhere or do something, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't get that whenever I go to Got Chang or Got Samet. I know it's slow and they need the money. You
Yeah,
know?
I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it. They're anxious. Some of them think it's an opportunity, you know?
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Make some big, I don't know.
So I'm going to ask Ron a couple questions. I'm going to start by asking Ron, how old is Ron?
You got to get that personal already.
I told him it's not live. We can edit.
I'm 71.
71.
Turned 71 in May, and starting to feel a little bit
Like a young man again?
like 71. I feel, normally I feel 45.
Well, so you pretty much have done like a restart, I think, the way I see it. So, yeah, you know, you have a young wife. So I think that's the most obvious thing about Ron is his wife is pretty young. How old's your wife?
She's 44.
44. So that's a pretty big age gap.
The old Chinese proverb is find a lady half your age plus 7. If you do the math, that's pretty close. So even though I didn't use that one.
It's not abnormal in Thailand or in Asia to see that. So do you feel like you have a lot of, I mean, there's a big cultural indifference, but do you feel like with that age gap that there's just, you can't really see eye to eye or have a lot in common? Have you ever felt like that, or are you guys like that?
The only time I've really felt like that is when we lived back in the U.S. for a couple of years.
And what?
I didn't feel that way, but I got the feeling from other people.
Of course, yeah.
And but no, this is.
Did they let you know that? Did they say, Ron, why are you with a girl that could be your daughter? Did they ever confront you like that?
Some family members
Yeah.
did, and then other people just with a look,
Right.
kind of knew that it was, and then other people thought it was my daughter.
Right.
She was my daughter, but
Well, you've been watching
didn't
my
care.
channel for a while, so you pretty much know how I stand on a lot of things, you know. But so you guys you started a family.
correct.
Right. When I say that, I say I know personally how I we all don't think the same. We should all live life for our own happiness, right? So,
Yeah.
but you have a 10-year-old daughter, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And that's like starting over again right there. So,
She was born in 2009 here in Thailand. In
Yeah.
Bangkok. But you know, this is the first. And let me go in reference to the way you think. Part of your channel, the reason why you left the States is to get away from all those types of
yeah.
get this, get that, to be like the rest and all that.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to bring any of that, you know, have a mortgage and 2 cars in the garage and all that stuff with you.
Right.
But I chose to kind of do that because
Right.
I wanted to. She's the first person I really ever actually planned or discussed and committed about what we were going to do with the future
Yeah.
before we did it. And so that's pretty much what we're doing. And to come here to Thailand, the government in the U.S. just wanted so much
Yeah.
money for just the process to get her a green card and all that stuff. I just said, you know what? We're just going to move back to Thailand.
Right.
Another factor was I'm an engineer. I've been going to sea all my life. And when we decided we'd maybe start a family, I knew that I could work 4 or 5 more years and then retire, and I'd be able to be at home the whole time to raise my daughter, you know. So
You're a happy man, right?
basically, yeah.
Yeah. When you say
Reasonably happy.
basically, what do you mean? You have
mean,
do you have some regrets or?
No, I don't want to shut the door on any of the past, you know,
Yeah.
because that's exactly why I'm where I am today.
Right.
The choices that I've made, but I, you know, I always live my life to be supremely happy.
Yeah.
Let's go drink a case of beer and drive around the country and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm happy, reasonably happy.
Right.
That's the supreme happiness is when I meet someone like you. I think
I appreciate
pretty close
that.
to it. And
Ron's a character. He always comments, and when you have somebody type in on your comment section, you really don't know exactly their personality, right? So he's a funny guy, and he makes a lot of quirky comments, but at first his comments are like, I don't know if this guy's being a jackass or what. So, but now I can relate to him a little bit better.
he is
So-
being a jackass.
So how are you? What kind of visa do you have?
I have a retirement visa.
An OA visa?
I think it's a non-immigrant, right?
It's a
It
non-immigrant.
started out with a non-O, and then it turned into the.
Did you get it here in Thailand or back in the States?
No, I did it here.
Okay.
Well, let me go back. I'd been coming back and forth since 2008, and then when I was getting ready to retire, I decided to come over and do the retirement visa. So I did get I had to start with the non-immigrant visa in America. I got it from Houston,
Uh-huh.
and you have to get that visa
From the consulate?
Yeah,
That's where I got mine.
and that's how you begin the process.
Right. So you got a 90-day? Yeah, you had to get a 90-day there.
I want to say I can't remember, but it might have been a 30, and then they extended it to a 90.
Right.
And I've been renewing, no problems.
Yeah. So, do you have health insurance here in Thailand?
I'm a retired pensioner from American Maritime Officers Union,
Uh-huh.
and part of my pension is a lifetime coverage, health coverage, health insurance. So
I see.
I have that.
And it's covered here in Thailand or
Yeah, and it
overseas?
extends.
Yeah.
I've
I
had-
guess because you're traveling overseas a lot, right? And you're,
Exactly. We have. They have.
this thing's like a workout.
Want me to hold it for a while?
You sure? No. I didn't know we were.
Kind of like when
I didn't know
have
we
to
were
go to the
that kind of
bathroom,
friend.
you know what I mean? My wife offers to hold it for me
Yeah.
sometimes. She said that the other day. But so back to that, the company, yeah, we ship out maritime engineer officing and is around the world. So I've had dental work done in Saudi Arabia, you know.
So
Try to pick a place that you think it's going to be.
where do
all
you
right.
guys live at in Thailand?
Right now we live in Phitsanulok, which is, we lived in Bangkok for a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
And then her family is from Sukhothai.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get our daughter, when she started to go to school, we wanted to get her into an international program. And in Bangkok, after some research, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And so we checked out places in Phitsanulok and Central, and the whole, you know, that the price thing was reduced a lot, maybe cut in half. So we found a good.
So how much is the school per? You pay per semester, or per month, or?
We pay every like 3 months, every quarter. We started out 27,000, and which, you know, part of that I think is they built a whole new. It's a Catholic school. Yeah. But they have probably 6,000 students, and maybe 6,500 are probably Thai students. Yeah. Then they have the English program. Yeah.
So how much is it now?
Well, we switched her from, because her English is really pretty good, because not because of me completely, but so we switched her over to the Thai program. It's about 8,000.
Oh, okay, so she was
and
born.
They teach English.
She was born here in Thailand.
Yeah, she's Thai, and she automatically got an American citizenship, and so she got the passport done right away.
And where are you from in the States?
I'm from Maine originally. I was born in Holton, Maine, which is up near Canada, but my dad was going to Ricka College at the time, business school, so he invited my mom up for the weekend, and here I come, right?
What brought you originally to Thailand? Why Thailand? I know you probably maybe came here for work, probably, right?
I had been around, you know, some in the Philippines and some, but I had never been to Thailand. And one of the guys, you know, I've been around the world shipping out. When I was younger, I had a friend from Connecticut that said, you know, some of the most beautiful. I came to find women. Yeah. Look for the girls, you know, and just have fun. I'd been married 3 times.
How old were you when you first started coming over
59.
Here? Okay.
So I came over here with some friends. Yeah. And that I would ride, you know, I've been riding whatever, and I didn't plan on. I just came because I wanted to have the experience. But I met Gip. I met my wife the second day here. And my itinerary, I didn't stay with her. We met through mutual friends. We went out to dinner one night, and they knew some people here before, and she was with them and caught my eye, and that, you know, that's the history of that. But
and you guys have been married how long now?
Since 2008, so that would be what, 12 years?
That's about as, me and Paige got together in 07, so it's about the same as me and Paige,
And it was kind of, you know, difficult because it was funny. She said, you know, it's difficult to get married in Thailand. And I said, well, I'm coming back. This is the first trip.
I got the camera going crazy, sorry. Hopefully it's not pointing at us.
It's okay. And I said, you know, I'll be back to get married. And so after I went to work on the ship for 100 days, 3 months, I came back. And it took us like 4 days to go to the consulate. And we didn't have an elaborate marriage. We just did it like with the justice of the peace, kind of like.
Yeah, we did too. Paige had been married once. I'd been married a couple times, so that's what we did too.
And when it was done, I said, well, I didn't even break a sweat. I said that wasn't too difficult. And then I left to go on a trip to Sturgis. So I left her. I was here about 15 days, and then I left her for another 6 months. But.
Oh, look who's sneaking up on us.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're just talking about you guys. You may want to keep walking. You don't want to hear what we have to say.
So anyway, I was going to say something clever, but I don't want to get a laugh at my wife's expense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, no. So I was gone. And of course, we had discussed it, my lifestyle at the time. I would be gone for 100 days and then back. I could only stay here for a couple months, and I'd have to go catch another ship. So,
so what? You live here. You decided to Do you still own stuff? Do you have a home still in America? Or
No.
you got rid of everything, or?
Everything except since I've been here, I bought a vehicle. I didn't
But
want to rent a car.
But do you have anything back home that any
No.
ties
No.
other than family?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
So what made you, other than your beautiful wife, and your daughter, what made you decide to live in Thailand? Because you guys could have lived in the U.S., right?
Exactly, and you know, part of the original plan was I wanted to bring them to America and work through that process. But I also had issues with the situation with the government back then. I just didn't. I felt it was corrupt
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, and seemed like every penny I was making, they were taking a lot of it. And even my retirement, because of some of the government regulations, in 2008, that crash kind of thing, it kind of depleted.
Yeah.
Where I had everything invested in BlackRock through the
Yeah.
company, and anyway, I was tired of that. Tired of working for everything, doing everything the right way, and then, you know, just being a number, you know, and they just say, you know, okay. When I retired, because I changed, you know, I quit a couple times along the way. I worked for 30 years going to sea, and I didn't even get a watch, you know what I mean? Some of the
Yeah.
guys I worked with, and when they retired, which wasn't anything great, the watch
Yeah.
didn't, you know what I mean, for the work you put in. So anyway, I was just fed up with that. And then I knew that with what I was going to have for retirement money with my pension and Social Security, it would do a lot better here in Thailand. We could be a lot more comfortable.
Did you retire early, or?
No, I decided to, I didn't start pulling Social Security until I was 65. I could have started at 62, and then I kept working, because you can take
Yeah.
Social Security while you're working. And I was making, you know, close to 100 a year, maybe 100K.
Yeah.
So we wanted to build up some savings before I retired. So I was planning on working until I was 70. And I ended up going till like 67. I had
Right.
an accident.
What's your home situation like here in Thailand? What are you guys doing? Did you build a home? Are you renting a condo?
Well, our project is our daughter. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like that's our focus.
Yeah.
She's she started. So we wanted to get her into a good school, and then we knew we had to be somewhere near that. So we found a place in Fitznalow. We started out with an apartment there, but we bought a Colorado Chevrolet pickup truck. Her family has those, and then we ran into a townhome opportunity right in the center of town, 5 minutes from the school, next to the local bus station. Just a great location, and they were brand new, and they had a promotion going if you moved in for maybe about 120,000 US dollars is what the cost was. And we got that all financed and moved in, and they gave us a free Chevrolet car because we could have had full furnish, but
Yeah.
we took the car instead. And so we're a two-car family, and we live in the townhome. We've been there maybe 4 or 5 years. Our daughter's just coming into the 5th grade, I think it is, 10 years old. And
She's been married once before, right? You said she also has
Yeah.
a child with the other.
yeah, we have an older daughter from her first
Do you
marriage.
guys have relationship with the father? Does he come see the daughter or anything, or have you ever met him? Or?
I've never met him, but she's gone to visit him a few times, and
Is there any friction with
no,
that?
no.
Okay.
No, I don't have any.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, she's living with us right now with the shutdown and
Yeah.
everything. She had a salon going, but we're
Right.
so we've got it's a pretty decent condo.
Yeah.
It's more of, townhome. It's like a 2-story, has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, up and down. And we got a premium lot, kind of like it's a gated, secure community. And it's more of an investment, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? When Rola's out of school 8 years from now, that property will probably be part of her portfolio.
So you're happy, right?
Yeah, I'm reasonably happy. We're moving along.
I think that's the only real important thing, really, in life, is to make sure you're on the track of just kind of being selfish, you know, kind of taking care of
My
your.
priority is to make sure, you know, there's 2 rules when you get married. And rule number 1 is make sure your wife is happy,
Definitely.
right? And rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1.
That's right.
So,
But you know, we
Gib is the least-
shouldn't sacrifice our own happiness to make sure our bride's happy,
she's
right?
she's the least of my happiness problem. Similar to, you know, your
Yeah.
relationship. I think my wife was married 10 years before we met and
Yeah.
divorced. And part of the Thai culture she explained to me is that lots of times women, when they try it once, it doesn't work, they're not doing it again. And I was done. I'd been married
Yeah.
3 times, but we spent a lot of time talking about that.
Paige was the same way. She did not want to get remarried. So.
And one of my favorite, I'd say, you know, I know it. I can
Yeah.
feel it. And
Yeah.
Yip would go, "Are you sure?" So I go back to the ship and I tell these guys, "Well, I did it. I'm gonna marry this Thai lady over
Yeah.
there." And I told a good friend of mine, the second engineer, I said, and she said, "Are you sure?" So about every 3 days he'd see me, he'd go, "Are you sure?" But
What is your favorite thing about living in Thailand? What do you like, other than your wife and your family? I guess let me reword that. What do you like most about Thailand?
there's a lot of things, you know, that, believe it or not, I think the freedom that I feel when I'm here is almost more than what I was feeling in the U.S.
Right.
I've always felt like I've been being fleeced by the government sort of thing. Not always, because
Yeah.
I didn't really care when I was a kid, but as I get more aware of what's going on. So Thailand, I think the people and the culture first, really, because they live in the moment.
You've been here during this whole lockdown. You've seen what, you know, Thai people taking care of themselves and what they've gone through with this whole ordeal. Have you ever felt out of place or not wanted, uncomfortable? You ever felt like, you know, you're here and you have all the money, we're suffering? Anything like that during this time or since you've been in Thailand?
No, when we first moved to Phitsanulok, I felt like, you know, a standout in a crowd everywhere you went. I could see people looking at me, but it's almost like, you know, the grocery stores and the stuff you do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And then going to the international school, you see the other families.
I think they're curious, right? Like, it's a falang.
At first, and we live close to there's a big temple over there.
Yeah.
And a school, and I've been interviewed, I think 3 times by high school students that are part of their school, yeah.
And
they seem to pick me out of the mass of people. But you do an interview, you know. And
yeah, that's part of their English. They have to try to ask them. It's part of their requirement to pass their class.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. I always seem to be picked out of that too.
but today I think, except when I travel to these areas, I think we're noticed more too.
Yeah.
Even though there's more foreigners here, but
right.
I don't feel that anymore. I feel even, you know, I don't feel like a Thai person. I joke about that a lot. I say I'm Thai. People say, "Where you from?" I say Phitsanulok, Thailand.
Yeah.
And they laugh. You know, they say, "No, we mean what country?"
Right.
You know, but.
So what? You know what I'm going to ask next?
No.
What's the worst thing? What do you dislike the most about Thailand?
I don't know. It's hard to. Anything that I like. Maybe the way they drive, the traffic and stuff like that. Sometimes the way they think. When we were moving furniture or something, they'd have a problem. I've got the solution, but they wouldn't. You know, they won't listen to me.
Yeah.
But maybe some of the way I'm an engineer, some of the way they do their plumbing, or the way you've seen the electricity they run, I think that's improving, but things like that, but it's Thailand, and I understand it's coming like from a third world area, and I think it's
Has
growing
certain things that you really didn't understand at first, did you later on, like a light bulb, like, oh, okay, now I understand. Had that ever happened to you?
I can't imagine that, but I tell you what did turn the light on to me a lot was I wear these most of the time for their prescription, but when I want to be someone to see me, I'll take these off.
Well, we found the lady's got a smoothie, huh? Is there vodka in that? Huh?
What's
I
that,
know
watermelon?
It's almost lunchtime and they're drinking smoothie and I got a beer. It's a small one though, right? Give me a break. Well, that looks pretty good. What is that? A banana chocolate smoothie?
Correct. Actually,
Can you twist that cherry stem in your mouth?
yes, I
Into a
can
knot?
tie it into a knot, yes.
Do it.
It's actually a banana chocolate milkshake.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
How much was that?
I don't know.
Very
My wife
good.
paid
Very
for
good.
it.
Right answer. Right answer.
That one.
What you doing, babe? What about this? ผลไม้ แตงโม
You wouldn't look good in that, Chuck. Maybe the rainbow one. We were looking.
They had a smoothie this morning and get some lunch. They're very pushy here. The guy was like, you want to rent a motorbike? You want to rent a motorbike? And Paige was just ignoring him. And he's like asking her in Thai, are you Thai or are you Italian? So I told him in Thai, we don't want a motorbike. We're coming here to eat. I told Paige, you just said, she looks Chinese. I said, you just said, I don't understand. They're kind of pushy here. Oh, I got a divider here. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
คุยเยอะเลยคุยเยอะ
You just stay right there. So we've decided to go back to Pattaya for, I think, 3 nights. So we're gonna leave here and head to Pattaya tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know exactly where we're staying at or what we're doing, but I'm sure it's gonna be fun. We'll do some videoing, running around. Yeah, let's eat. Oh, you already got a Heineken. I like that. Okay.
It's not from mixed company, it's private.
Yeah. Wow, Ron, are you hungry? Look at that spread. Is that an omelet?
Yeah. Bacon omelet, supposed to
Did
be.
you order any of that yourself? Do you even know what she ordered?
I looked at the picture, said that looks good.
Oh, okay.
It's in English too. Anyway,
That
really.
looks pretty good.
Picture of the whale on the cup. Nice.
Come with set with water.
And you ordered that for me.
That omelet looks like it's not cooked though, or is that something on top of it?
I'll just roll it all in. Kind of like a sneeze. Isn't it?
The pirate can eat everything.
This doesn't. What's wrong with
นี่
this?
ปูปลาร้าสับผัด
What's wrong with this picture?
ขี้เมา
Yeah, Ron's a pirate. He can eat it raw.
Usually she's got, I got the one thing and she's got 12. So the picture's reversed.
I think it's probably still coming, if I had to guess.
Maybe, yeah, right.
แค่นี้แหละมีแค่นี้แค่นี้
Tom Kai Kim, but I don't see the eggs.
อ๋อไม่ดีอินเนี่ยเขาลืมได้ไงเขาผสมอินจ่ายมิกซ์อินจ่าย
Kai Kim, it's a salty egg. And of course, Paige wanted French fries and cheese.
Shortage on chicken.
That looks good. Pakapao bowl. Guys, this is our last night on the island. Wonderful day today. We're We're gonna sit here. I know it looks like we're always drinking beer, but honestly we're not. We're on vacation. Man, this is ice cold beer. We're gonna have a meal as soon as Ron and Git come out. So what was your impression of Got Larn?
Well, right now it's quiet. It's too many people coming. No. Food is the best.
She likes Kalkut the best. I like Kalkut too. Normally we go to Kalkut whenever we make a travel down to Koh Chang. If you guys haven't experienced Kalkut, just we made a few videos on it. You can type Kalkut in our search little box. Kalkut has to be the most beautiful, I think, so far. Anyway, just our opinion. Okay, Changgao. Corona.
I didn't shower.
I showered already. Hot now. Okay, here we are. Got some gabgam. Changgao. Changgao, guys.
Bugles, right? Wow, my mouth started getting hot.
Look at that. That looks so good.
จะลงช้า
It's good,
ใส่
isn't
เย
it?
อะแล้วตัวใหญ่
Well, Scott, that's minced shrimp, isn't it?
ทอดมันกุ้งเยฟรอน
Pretty good.
สั่งข้าวมากินคั่วกิ้งหมูสั่งกินเยอะ
เมื่อวานกินแล้ว
มันยำหอยแครงอีก
Oh, come on.
ยำหอยแครงเชฟ
There you go, Klaus. There's your young hoy. Okay, guys, gonna end the video here. Had a great day.
เลือดใหญ่สันเท
She got dark like fast. The sun was not even out when we were in the water, but I did get a little burn too. So I'm red, she's dark. Anyway, tomorrow headed back to somewhere on shore. I'm not really sure. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna stay tonight.
มีกันเทน
10. Really? Okay.
มีกันแคป
Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, please don't forget to click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I hope you continue to come with us. I think we're going to have a good time in Pattaya the next 3 days. Huh? You know what I want to do?
What?
I want to go to that. There's a villa market. Let's go see what kind of falang stuff we can bring back to Isan.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow on the next video.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.